met with Steve at Denco, and I was impressed from the start. I was impressed from the way the office was set up, and his office too, so we could see some options, some decorating options and things of that nature. And then also, really, once we got started, I told Steve what I really needed as far as time constraints and what I needed to get done at a certain in a certain time. And they were fantastic at doing a couple of things which I love. One was saying, okay, we're going to finish on time on this date, and here's how we're going to keep track of each other, because I know sometimes if construction processes start, you're going to lose track of each other. Gee whiz, do I have to call Steve every third day to say what's going on, what's going on, what's going on? And they were the ones that were aggressive about saying, hey Mike, I want to meet you here this day, let's go through this day, let me show you what we've done. And they had a set of really hurdles that they had to cross in order to finish on time. Every one of those was done exactly the way they told me it was going to be done. They were never off schedule in any one of those things. And they were fantastic at calling me if I did have...
This was the best experience. It was unbelievable. And the things that we've talked about was, one, just the scheduling, that you're always on schedule.
Actually 3 weeks ahead of schedule.
3 weeks ahead of schedule. So that just doesn't happen.
All the projects I've done with Steve, and I guess that's all the offices I've built in Arizona anyway, have always been done on time or before the time was up. In fact, I think the last project I ran a little problem with my staff because Steve got it done faster than I thought he was going to get it done. The quality was there, and as far as cost-wise, it's always been right on budget. If something needs to be changed, Steve and I have come in and talked about it. He let me know what it was going to cost to make the changes. Some changes I've gone ahead and made, some I decided not to, but have had no problem as far as the cost is concerned, and absolutely no problem getting the project done in time.
Excellent. Thank you.
From the start to the finish, Denco took it, and it was seamless. Everything was done when Denco said it was going to be done. Denco delivered right on the day that they said they were going to be done, and we were able to move in on our projected date.
Has a total grasp of the dental needs and how to do a dental office, which is about 90% of it. Cost really is not the deciding factor, I don't think. I think having somebody that knows what they're doing and can do it well and do it on time is much more important. I think, again, however, what we received was super service at a very reasonable fee from Denco.
What was your experience of Denco building your office?
We did lots of planning, and then when it came time to pull the trigger and go, we were done quickly, very precisely, and I was actually the first guy in my complex, and that's a great advantage as well.
Dr. Price and I felt one of the biggest advantages was that you stayed right on schedule. You gave us a schedule, and you hit those dates exactly, if not exceeded them. Denco communicated well. We communicated via phone, and they sent us emails that give us updates on time and scheduling. And it worked out really quite well. We knew exactly what was going on when it was going to be completed.
And to realize that you actually kept to the timeline. You know, we're dealing with some people now who give us the timeline, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, well, our staff was sick and we couldn't help that, so now we're, 2 weeks behind, but what can we do?
So did we live up to the deadline?
Yeah, you guys, I mean, you were always saying, we're going to be at your office and we'll be doing this.
Say that with Denco's name in it. Say Denco, if you wouldn't mind.
Denco...
timeline, schedule.
Okay. Yeah, Denco was always very good with their timeline to tell us what to expect, and when we came here, it was done, and we would walk through it. And so Denco was always a very good company to work with because we had confidence that when we show up, the job's going to be done, whatever step along the way we were there, which took so much stress out of our lives to realize, okay, we didn't have to go hunt down somebody and call them and say, why wasn't this done?
This is my fourth office, and I built 2 houses, and I never had a good experience yet, and I have to say this was the best experience. It was unbelievable, and the things that we've talked about was, one, just the scheduling, that you're always on schedule every day. I think you actually finished ahead of schedule by a week or two.
Actually 3 weeks ahead of
3
schedule.
weeks ahead of schedule. So that just doesn't happen.